Welcome back, everybody, to... Whoa, what has happened to my timings? The fuck? Don't tell me they're broken. What's happened? Hello? Okay, we'll fix them in a second. Anyways, welcome along, everybody, to practice 3 for the 2026 Formula 1 Australian Grand Prix. The final practice before we get into qualifying. We've just had it announced that practice is delayed, but we'll start as usual. But yeah, welcome along, everyone, to the watch line. If you're new here, this is how it works. You got my face here. You got what normally is the live timings here. Then you got the session timer down the bottom left that you can sync on up with. And you got lovely Twitch chat there you can type in. So if you're watching right now on YouTube, come join us on Twitch. There's a place to be. If you want to get your message on screen, if you want me to read chat, well, I read YouTube chat as well, but Twitch is the main place to be. But yeah, welcome along, everyone. We do this for every Grand Prix weekend for every single session. Now, I cannot show the broadcast live as it is obviously copyrighted. Yeah, practice should begin shortly. There was just a massive crash in F3. 15-minute delay. 15-minute delay. Wait, how does there you go? How does XQC set? Okay, well, maybe we'll come back to the watch long screen in a second. But let me fix these timings. What the fuck's happened? The timings are like broken on multi-viewer. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, timings are now up. Andre the Lion, thank you so much for the sub, dude. Really do appreciate you subbing for the very first time. And Vladdy Daddy, thank you so much for the sub as well. Appreciate you coming in with the Prime Gaming sub. Yeah, thank you guys for supporting for the first time. Also, Camille and Javier and Underhung Ship and... No, and thank you guys for the follows. And Mezzy, thank you so much for the sub as well. Sub with Prime for the very first time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dan, 3 primes back to back to back. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you for supporting. All right, let's talk about what's happening on track. Well, there's nothing happening on track. What did I miss in chat though? What did I miss in chat? F2 will have to wait till June. June? No way. I didn't even think about how F2 would have to wait that long. Yeah, that's fucked. That's fucked. They definitely need to find replacements, man. Canada's May, crazy work. Yeah, I've heard that this time last year, or like Canada's Grand Prix, that time last year, it was snowing. So watch fucking Canada get cancelled as well because of the snow. I like the Haas and race editor. She's hilarious. She was Kevin's race editor in his last year. Was she? I don't think that's true. What I thought Ocon was the first person to have her. Kevin did a video about second AusGP, but that would mean everything would have to stay up till then. Well, we can't do that anyway because we got China next week, and then we'd have to come all the way back to Australia. That ain't happening. That ain't happening. I think we could do China twice, but then they would turn into a triple header, and that would just be really hard on the staff, I think. And everyone's plans. Honestly, fuck it. Replace race suits with bulletproof vests. Give them Glock. Okay. Oh, the team principal ain't happy with that one. He's going to have a real hell of a conversation. Yeah, honestly, that Prima crash is so silly. What's up, Best Stu? If you're just tuning in, we're going to a 15-minute delay. We got a 15. You know what? We'll shut the red flag on so people know it's a red flag. We've got a 15-minute delay for F1 because of a huge F3 crash. They got to fix the tech pro. I'd been following for a while, but finally realized that a free Prime sub to use. Well, I appreciate you typing in chat for the first time, and I appreciate using that Prime game and sub, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oz 2 times is just a possibility. Imagine. I don't think it's a possibility at all. Like, we've got China next week, so we can't have Oz GP next week. Then I have to leave everything up to come back, and then you're going Australia to China, back to Australia. I mean, that could work if they were going to do no fans, but it just gets so technical logistically. If Australia was a permanent track, maybe. China's a permanent track. I don't know why we don't just do another race in China. Oh no, we can't do China doubleheader. Sorry, another race in China, because then it would turn into a quad back to back to back to back 4 weekends in a row for F1. We can't do that. The only viable option is Japan twice, but Japan twice would be really hard to organize last minute now. Imola in Portugal, I think could happen, but yeah, from the seams of it, we're just gonna have a 22 race calendar, which sucks. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind 22 races. It's just the fact we'll have one race in 7 weeks. That absolutely stinks for the hype of Formula One. Um, and I mean, you could argue it gives teams a lot of time to work on their cars, which can be a good thing, but it can also be terrible because it kind of ruins that hype of like, like people progressing and stuff like that. And like sorry, seeing how teams progress. It just gives everyone too much time to kind of catch up, and I don't know. It would almost be like a second start to the season in Miami if that's the case. Korea GP would never happening ever again unless Korea gains interest somehow. I think there's rumors that Korea want to kind of come back, not as much as Sepang and Kailami and stuff though. Dude, I'd love if they did Magello. That'd be cool. Teams apparently already said no to Japan twice. Why have teams said no? I mean, teams are weird. This is why the teams shouldn't have voting power. How long to FP3? 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Turkey, I think, again, like the Grand Prix that aren't on the calendar, so Imola, Portugal, blah, 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 it would be too hard to organize last minute, I think. But yeah. Fraggy Thicko, thank you guys for the follows. Cost too much money for some reason. To host Japan, really? Session starts at 12:45, yeah, so 15 minutes. 15 minutes. We've got some Alex Brundle breakdown going on right now. Nacho there with the follow as well. How bad was the crash? It was pretty bad. It wasn't like bad. It wasn't like, oh my god, like whatever. Like, I don't know. But it was a pretty gnarly crash. The race with empty stands, the money is on the broadcast. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why we can't do that. I mean, I'm not really keeping up with the news in the Middle East. I rely on Dylan Page for my news. But do you think there is a possibility that it stops before then or nah? I love that I still have access to Apple TV in the US because my subscription doesn't expire until June. Wait, you still have a subscription? Is that what you meant? I rely on Fox Sports for news and Fox News. I'm surprised there isn't Indian GP. Well, it looks like they're working very hard to get the Indian GP back, which is good. Highly doubt. Who crashed? Just joined. It was just a big crash in F3. We're waiting for the session, F1 session to start. Some will run out of missiles and deceptors. That's what a lot of people don't get about hosting an F1 race. The host has to be willing to pay the money. Yeah. But in this case, F1 should be paying the money. F1 should be like, fuck. We're going to miss out on 7 weeks, well, whatever, like a month of racing. They need to fuck off the money for a minute and think about how bad that will be for the season to not have F1 for a month after all the hype to start off the season. I just joined, so not sure if you talked about it, but a few years ago there was a drone attack at Qatar, I think, and they still raced. I think you're talking about the Saudi one. Yeah, there's a missile strike on the Aramco fuel depot. Is it depot or depot? Depot. But that was a different situation to what is happening now. For people who don't know, in 2022, F1 raced in Saudi Arabia for the second time, and the teams arrived in Saudi, and I think it was during FP1, there was a drone attack, I can't remember what country it was, attacked an Aramco fuel deposit right next to the track, and F1 decided to still race there, but the reason why is because it's technical, right? Basically, they were already there, they were already in the country, and Saudi Arabia said, this won't happen again, you're safe, and they couldn't really leave anyway because of that happening. They were kind of stuck there. So F1's decided, well, we may as well race if we're here, and like obviously that's controversial in itself. But the controversy around that whole situation was that, like, I don't know. I could be wrong. This is just what I remember, but I remember there was a whole controversy around, like, Saudi Arabia were kind of like forcing them to make it go ahead because they're already in the country, like they wouldn't let them leave. So yeah, I think there was a whole political kind of situation around that around what happened there. It's very different to being out of the country and there being a war going on versus being already in the country and there's just like one singular attack kind of thing. Wild regardless though. Wild. Imagine a missile literally being like 10 minutes from the track and then still racing there. Should we not reschedule Abu Dhabi and Qatar? I mean, Abu Dhabi and Qatar are not till fucking December, so I think, yeah, if we get to like 3 months out, then they'll consider it. I really hope we don't miss the Saudi GB. It's my favorite. Yeah, that's the thing. I love Bahrain as a track. I love Saudi as a track. Yeah. Again, I understand there's more important things in the world than fucking an F1 race. So don't get me wrong, but obviously we're here to talk about Formula 1. So talk about it from a Formula 1 standpoint. Like, it sucks that we're going to lose 2 of the best tracks on the calendar. And we're going to have 1 race in 7 weeks. That sucks to even just think about. From an F1 fan standpoint, that sucks to think about, but especially from an F1 content creator standpoint, like, you're telling me I just endured the winter break, which wasn't even that long. Boom, season, everyone's fucking hyped. Woo, content's going well. And then no races for a month. And then, oh, Miami, and then 2 weeks off again. Are you kidding me, bruh? Some lighty a game mime. They should just throw in like Imola and some other tracks. Well, I don't know. Apparently the rumor is that Imola and Portugal aren't gonna go ahead if they cancel Bahrain and Saudi. There's not gonna be any replacements. So I don't know why that's happening. It's an unpopular opinion, but I think the Williams boys will get in the points this year. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion at all. I think a lot of people have Williams as best of the rest. Did it start now? No, it starts in 5 minutes. Sup Blaze on the stream, by the way. If it gets to September and it's unlikely they can race a Qatar and Abu Dhabi, everyone should start looking at a replacement race. Oh, 100%. I think they'll start finding some contingencies. Yeah. Did you see Mr.? Mr.? What is Mr.? Oh, did I see you? Oh, Singaporean streamer. Thank you so much for following, dude. Oh, thank you for reminding me. That was sitting there for a total of 15 seconds. I almost missed it. Thank you, dude. Thank you for following. Nah, season ender in Vegas is nice. Would it end in Vegas? I mean, that'd be cool, but 4 a.m. season ender? Yikes. Hussein, Freya, thank you guys for the follows. What time is qualifying in the UK? 5 a.m. Sure, it's not that bad. Well, it's bad for me, having to stay up from midnight to 6 a.m., but if you're going to sleep, missing FP3, waking up for quali, not bad. Let's race Silverstone a few weeks in a row. I mean, that'd be nice, but you can't do that because it clashes with Austria, I believe, the week after or week before. Who's this camera following? Oh, this is Piastri. Oh, delayed another 5 minutes, 12:50. Profile picture, what is up, dude? I'm so excited for F1 to finally be back. I missed the first Epi sessions and preseason tests. Oh, really? Wow. You're in for a good sesh once it starts. FP1 was so good yesterday. Probably one of the best, if not the best practice session I've watched. Like, it was just, watching cars on track for the first time this year. New regs, new engines, 22 cars on track. There was a lot going on. There was a lot to talk about. It was a really, really good session. Has your neighbor complained yet? Nope. But hopefully not. Do you think they're going to replace with Imola? No, it doesn't look like it at this stage, sadly. Surprised Aston Martin's even running. The thing is, I don't care. The thing is, I don't care about there being a shorter calendar. I don't care. I don't care about replacing if they announced, oh, we're doing 2 races in Spain in June or whatever the fuck to make up for it, I don't care. Oh, we're doing 2 races in Brazil. I don't care. My problem is basically 2 months, 1 race. That's my problem. I don't care about the calendar being shorter. I care about there being a 2-month gap in the calendar. It's basically an off season right as the season starts. And from like, obviously again, this is from a F1 fan, from a content creator's perspective, like 2 months just fucking sucks. So yeah, if they go, hey, we're replacing it with a race later in the year, I don't care. Well, I mean, like that's better than having a 22 as a content creator. It's better than having 22 races in the year and all 24. But for me, it's just that that 2 months is gonna fucking suck, man. I think they should either just do 2 races, an example in Monza or Aussie, or throw in some old circuits. I mean, it's just again, can't do 2 races in Australia because we've got China next week. And Australia's a street circuit, so we can't close the track off for another 2 weeks, for an extra 2 weeks to wait to come back here after China. We can't do a double header in China or Australia anyway, because then we'd have 4 races back to back to back to back. I don't think that's ever have we ever had 4 weekends back to back to back to back in F1? I don't think so. Why are we zoomed in on someone's hair right now? Oh, it's Bottas's. That's why. It's Tommy Hilfiger is peeling off. So yeah, we can't do a race between China and Japan because it would turn into a quad header. The only viable option is we do a race after Japan, but apparently that's not going to happen in Japan, and it's not enough time to get to Portimao or Imola. So we're fucked. Double header in Miami, but then again, if we do a double header in Miami, street circuit, complicated. Let's go race Watkins Glen or something, guys. I guess the options are full cancellation, no refixture or double booking, existing proper racetrack. If I should look at all the permanent road circuits at possible replacements, since most equipment is already shipped, it should have to be double header on a permanent track. Yeah. Actually, you make a good point. Actually, that's a really good point. Is the cargo from China for F1 and the cargo from Australia for F2 and F3 goes straight to Bahrain. So, if they can just figure out a track to send that cargo to, go there, do a double header, but it's just complicated. It needs to be an FIA grade circuit, and like, it really needs to be a COVID. It really needs to be a COVID era, kind of like no fans, quickly sorted out. Yeah. Are we going to get a full hour of practice, or are we only going to get 45 minutes now? How's this going to work? But I think F1's too money hungry, so they're not going to go race in a country unless they pay for it. But then that country's not going to want to pay for it if they can't have fans. But then there's not enough time to organize stuff for fans, and it's just like, ugh. Yeah, like you got to remember, there's $1 million deals. What is that? Like Australia, Miami, Bahrain, Saudi, all these countries pay millions and millions of dollars. If they go, oh, Portugal, you wanna race here early for 2 mil, then it just lowers F1's value to go race in that country. Pretty sure all that is peanuts compared to the TV money. Only problem is shipping. But it's not about that though. Well, if F1 are willing to lose money to go race in a country, cool. In a race, cool. But then again, if you're Australia and you spend $40 million a year or whatever it is to pay F1 to race there, and then you find out F1 paid for themselves to go race in Imola, then why would Australia, why would Bahrain, why would Saudi, why would Miami want to pay $40 million to race in F1? If you know what I mean, it just lowers F1's value. Do you think if they cancel, then we'll have a few sprint races added on the other weekends? Nah. Again, I don't think the problem is the calendar being shorter, even though that doesn't help for sponsors because they pay to have 24 races. But obviously, I mean, I don't know if you read, I feel like most contracts you read, it has like a force majeure in there, or whatever the fuck it's called. I know it's like in the event of natural disaster or war, this contract becomes exempt or whatever. So like obviously the sponsors will just have to cop the front of having 2 less Grand Prix. But that's the only reason F1 would want to have an extra 2 races, is because of the contracts of like, we have 24 races a year, you know, all the broadcasts want to have 24 races, all the sponsors want to have 24 races. But I don't think F1 really cares about having 24 races. It's more just the gap in the calendar that really sucks for them. Like I said earlier, there's a chance that the Iran conflict could come to halt within the next few weeks. Yeah, it's too late. Also, I mean, again, I don't know much about fucking politics and wars and shit like that, but I swear I've heard 4 times that Israel and Iran have had a ceasefire and then they fucking go back at it again. So who's to say they don't chill out in the next week and then they just go at it again the week before? The reason why they're delayed canceling the race is last minute because they don't really want to cancel. Oh no, 100%. If you're just shooting it, by the way, there is technically not a red flag right now. There is just no cars on track while we wait for the session hasn't started while we wait for the F3 crash to get cleaned up. It was a pretty bad crash. Tech Pro barrier needs repairing. What the fuck have I just read in chat? Conflict should be taken more seriously than a sport. Well, 100%. And if you want some a place to talk about the war and the conflict, you've got the news and you've got other outlets for that. We're a Formula 1 channel, so we're going to talk about how it affects Formula 1. I'm sorry if that is not what you're looking for here, but that is what we do here. Again, I obviously understand there's way bigger problems in the world than the Formula 1 calendar, but, you know, we're going to talk about how it affects the Formula 1 calendar because we're an F1 channel. What's up, Fatty Flood? All right, Alpine out. Finally, this session's going to get underway. Where are we? FP3. Troy walks like a zombie. Okay. Do 2 races on F125. I think that would be worse than these cars. All right, Alpine's out. Session has started. Yay! All right, we're going to get the full hour? Or is it going to be shorter? I think we'll get the full hour, right? Fuck, that's going to F up F2. That's going to fuck up our fantasy time. That's 20 minutes less time to work on our fantasy teams. Are you kidding me? Why is my nose running again, bro? All right, time is up. Sync on up. F2 will be delayed. Yeah, F2 will probably be slightly delayed. And then maybe quality be slightly delayed because of that. Doubt it, though. I think F2 would just run short. Why did it sound like the Alpine crashed? Oh my god, the bird almost hit the drone. All right, what are the predictions looking like for practice 3? 52% on Charles, 18% on George, 11% on Max, 11% on Lando. 0% on Oscar again. Are you guys tripping? Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Fuck. I've noticed that this year in Bahrain testing and now in Australia, the cameras are way more having way more like connection problems than usual. I wonder if that's because there's just a game theory, but maybe because there's a lot more like battery and electronic stuff going on the cars this year. it's interfering with the cameras, maybe. Yeah, they're definitely like lagging a lot more. For people also just tuning on in, FIA decided this morning that they were going to get rid of straight mode from turn 6 to 9, which is the long, windy straight. And then about 30 minutes before the session start, they rescinded the decision and decided, no, we're going to keep it there. Yeah. What track has the best camera placement, though? What are you talking about, like, trackside? Honestly, I love Monaco. The way they capture Monaco is fucking amazing. Some tracks, they need to really readjust the camera positions. The front on camera shots are so dead. No one wants to see a car, specifically an F1 car, front on. I like Monaco. The track is pretty, but the overtaking is just non-existent and gets boring. Watched the tech talk earlier today. Fright exhaust block is interesting. Looks like a woman's purse plate. Yeah, that little exhaust thing is really interesting. I think that's gonna get added to a lot of teams' cars soon. Maxter, Mr. Duck Osh, profile picture, Fatty Flood. Thank you as well as front on at corners always troll. Looks like an overtake. Yeah, that too. And not only pranks you, but the cars also the cars look slow, but it also just pranks you. Was practice delayed? Yeah, it was delayed 20 minutes. We're back though. If there's an F2 shot, will be F1 will get delayed. Yep, true. Maybe they move F2 to after quali. I doubt it though. 20-minute delay is pretty like standard for F1. I feel. Oh, Aston's on track. Big lockup. So the rumor overnight about Aston. So yesterday, people were a bit confused why they weren't going quick. People wondering, is that their actual pace? Rumor overnight is that Aston is purposely going slow so they don't meet the 107% time, so they don't have to participate in the race. So if you don't know what that means, basically, in Formula 1, there's a rule where there's a rule in Formula 1 where you have to be within 107% of qualifying time. Of the pole time. To prevent teams from being too slow in a race. And yeah, that's done off of practice times, it's done off of qualifying times. Most of the time it happens, you get exempt for it. But there's rumors that Aston Martin are purposely going slow so they don't meet the 107% time. And then they don't have to participate in the race. But my question is, why would not participating in the race be better for them than just going out, doing 2 laps, and then retiring? I feel like it's worse for PR. I feel like it's like, what does it achieve? So I don't even know if that's a rumor. I don't even know why that's a rumor. I think they're just shit right now, and that's it. It can mess up the race. Yeah, but like, why would Aston Martin care? Like, just go out, do your fucking out lap, pit. Errors in 2002 because they couldn't afford to participate in the race. Yeah, but Aston Martin can afford to participate in the race. If you're an Aston sponsor, how would you feel right now? I guess that's just, I mean, it sucks if you're an Aston sponsor for sure, but yeah, it would suck. But that's the risk you take, right? You know, you could sponsor a team like Aston, and then they pop off, and you know, you could not sponsor Aston, and then they pop off, and you're like, fuck, I wish I sponsored them. I think the biggest L is TikTok. TikTok, why are you still sponsoring Aston? Year after year. They've been sponsoring Aston since 2022. I think even 2021. You've got a dead lineup. You've got an old man who doesn't even know what TikTok is. You've got Lance Stroll, who's boring. You've got the most corporate team. Go sponsor VCarb. Or any team. McLaren, Red Bull, VCarb. Honestly, any team on the grid would be better. Even Mercedes would be better. Hopefully nobody has AM them properly. Wait, what? They keep renewing it. Yeah. TikTok, you gotta move teams, man. Cadillac TikTok sponsor. I think that'd be a pretty dumb one. Bro, TikTok sponsoring V-Car would literally be perfect. Mercedes is short, so your favorite. Yeah, they've definitely stepped it up. Mercedes has always been such a corporate team, but they've kind of loosened up the last couple years. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna throw it out there. For the longest time, people would criticize Mercedes for being too corporate, too PR. You know, oh, they're not letting Lewis do this. They're not letting their drivers do that. Why, once Lewis left, did they become very loose? Is that a coincidence? Or was it maybe Lewis didn't want to do fun content? Oh, Williams stopped on track. Another Mercedes engine problem. Yikes. What's the tally on that now? I think we've had like 4 Mercedes engine problems, 2 Ford, 1 Ferrari, no Audi still. Come on, you could have got to the pits, man. You could have got to the pits, surely. Noodle. Kingman, thank you guys for the follows. Lewis does content Ferrari, no problem. I mean, he does their little vids, just like he did at Mercedes, but he doesn't do anything extra. Let's have a listen. Is it battery, gearbox, engine? Is that the electrics? Wait, what? There's the power, okay. Yikes, dog. That's the 3rd practice session now where right at the start of the session, someone's just conked out. Indy had less issues except for one of the Dale coin cars who had issues with the hybrid system. The tunnel underground is pretty sweet, yeah. For a second there, I thought it was going to drive, the car was going to drive into the wall, but then it just went straight underground. Fantasy link, exclamation mark, F1 Fantasy in chat. Or was he trying to get, is he trying to get the car started again? Oh, okay. Cool replay, bro. Why is Claude sponsoring Williams? What do you mean? VSC, damn, we're not getting many red flags in practice this year. Have we even had a red flag in practice? It's all just VSCs. That's good though. That really helps the session run better than making everyone come in the pits and then wait and then. Push him in. Push him in. How many times is this going to happen in the race? This has happened every practice session. Well, that's what happens with non-frozen engines, new regs. There's going to be a lot of retirements. I like I said, I think we're going to get 7 retirements this Grand Prix. I reckon, obviously, both Astons are going to retire. I think we'll get probably 1 crash just because, you know, typical first race rustiness, you know, you typically get a crash in a race. And then we'll get like at least 4 retirements, I think. Think we should predict first DNF instead of winner for channel points on Sunday. Yeah. I mean, if you look back to most first races of the year, they're always pretty crazy. And then this is new regs as well. We haven't seen any of these cars in a barrier yet. True. Well, we did see Hadja in the barrier in the shakedown test. Not on broadcast, though. How about a wet race tomorrow? I don't think there's any possibility of a wet race tomorrow, right? Yeah, why is this taking so long? Come on, lads, lock in. I feel like he should get fined for how long it took him. Sup, So Chan hater. Well, it's such a whack session. 20-minute delay and now nothing for 10 minutes. Anyone else feel like they've got high quality mics this year? I really feel like the radios have gotten better. What Red Bull flavor you drinking? We got sugar-free coconut. Focus? There you go. Wait until you try Secure Cherry. I like it. I'm not gonna lie, I do like it, but it's not as good as when the first time I tried it. It's very subtle flavor. Very, very subtle. You're gonna stay for EP3, but I'm gonna be here for quality. You're not gonna be here for quality. You're gonna be asleep. No, you get sleep now and wake up for quality. Red flag. What? What is happening? This is so dead, man. This is so dead. So dead. Oh, first red flag. All that VSC for nothing. For nothing. For niche. Ugh. Yeah, the radios definitely sound better. VSC is basically just Aston Martin full speed, isn't it? They need proper engineers, not marshals for a situation like this in testing. Wait, what do you mean? Anyone seeing from India? I think there's a lot of Indian viewers in chat. India's, I think, my third most biggest country on Insta and TikTok. Have you ever tried the Nepalese food? I have not. The Honda sounds better today. You reckon? I mean, nothing's changed overnight. There's no way Carlos couldn't pull into the grass. Yeah, it seemed, I don't know, it was weird because it's like he knew his engine was going off. I mean, yeah, then I guess it just cut out, but. Merc is sounding amazing. Honestly, all the engines sound really good. Other than Aston, obviously, because it sounds like it's fucking breaking. Marshall just tried pushing the safety button, but I'm guessing it wasn't working. What was Science doing? He just clocked the 360 on his joystick. What the fuck? Clock is still ticking. Yeah, they red flag doesn't stop. Practice timer. Yo, stop the count. 2 Audis at the top 3. Let's go, Dad. I do not like that the time isn't paused during practice. Yeah, but they can't pause the timer for practice because otherwise the whole schedule for the weekend would get fucked. Bro, imagine if the timer didn't pause for practice, F3/F1 Academy wouldn't exist. It would never get a session in. I hate the fact that on your screen the Audi and the Ferrari the same color. Bro, that's not my fault. That's the actual color. That's the F1 color. Blame F1. Bobby, Laser, and Aimless, Noodles, thank you guys for the follows. By the way, if you're enjoying the stream today, I know it's been a bit of a whack practice session, but if you have been enjoying the watch along, be sure to follow down below. We do watch alongs like this for every single Grand Prix weekend, for every single session. We're going to be staying live all the way through to qualifying today. We've got F2 sprint race to watch after this, so be sure to tune in, stick around for that. And yeah, if you watch on YouTube right now, come join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ponden. Wait, India? TikTok's banned in India, really? Okay, it must be Insta then. Why did they wait so long to red flag it? Well, I think they were trying to recover it. I think because it was an electrical issue, they had to wait for the car to be safe, and it was just taking too much time. Wait, not live on TikTok. My live got restricted this week, which is a shame. Worst weekend to fucking get it restricted. I'm pissed off. Audi vs Haas is going to be sick. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a good midfield fight. Audi, Haas, V-Carb, Williams. Alpine don't look like they're in that fight at the moment. It feels longer than 20 minutes, I guess, because we had the 20-minute wait for the session to start as well. Look at Melbourne. Look how beautiful it is. The city is buzzing. See the MCG. You can see is it Amy Park? Amy Stadium? What's the other one called? You can see Rod Laver. You can see the Eureka Tower. And there's Albert Park. Right next to the city. One min. Will the red flag stop time during qualifying? Yeah. So red flag stops time for qualifying. The race obviously puts the race on hold, but practice they don't do it because it would just be too much of a scheduling fuck around. Qualifying is usually the last or one of the last sessions of the day, so they can do it for quali. But yeah, if you stop the timer for practice, let's use practice three for example, they would push F2 back, which would push F1 back. If you don't push F1 back, then F2 would just get canned. All right, all the cars coming out. Alonso said he is happy with the vibration now on the radio. Maybe has them fix their problems. Interesting. Or maybe they just weren't going quick enough. Are they not going to get the car to Williams? No, I can't. If you red flag a session, you can't come back in the session, whether it's quali or practice or the race. So they'll get it back as soon as they can, which is usually after the session. Shawarma or doner? Isn't it just the same thing? I like a souvlaki. But then in some places, a souvlaki is a broken down fucking wrap. All right, Piastri's out. Lando's out. Russell, Max, the big four. The big four coming out first. I know Australia, maybe I'm confused, but like at my canteen in Melbourne, a souvlaki was a wrap, right? A wrap with lettuce, lamb, garlic sauce. Is beautiful. Then I go on holiday to some places and I see, oh, souvlaki on the menu. Lovely. Love that. Get a souvlaki and it's like a broken down meat wrap. Let it, like, what the fuck? Oh, no, that's a doner. What? Isn't it all just the same shit? It's well seen that Eddie had on the rear wing of the McLaren. Last time we've seen it in since the 2010 Ferrari. I'm not sure on exactly when. I think it was. But it looks so good that Eddie had on the rear wing. I love how certain drivers have warnings about swearing. Wait, what do you mean there are warnings about swearing? You talking about the fines that Max and Charles got last year? Don't count up Ferrari and Red Bull. I mean, look at P1 yesterday. Ferrari and Red Bull were the best teams. And then Mercedes turned it up. Na, 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 na. Ba, na, 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 na. I'm getting warned going through certain drivers that may hear swearing. Wait, what do you mean? Like on F1 TV app, if you click on their radio, it warns you about them swearing? Sky Sports onboards. Wait, it doesn't warn you. Surely it warns you about every driver though, because every driver swears. Oh, new graphics, new graphics. This is our first time seeing these graphics, or have I just not paid attention? Mini sectors on the graphic. That's what we want. Green, and then yellow. Well, actually, no. And then purple. Oh. This looks really good. I like that. We need mini sectors in Formula 1, especially this year with the batteries. I really wish they added mini sectors. Maybe they will. We'll see in qualifying later. I hope they add mini sectors to the qualifying graphic at the bottom. The lower third one. Gyros is also... Okay, someone explain. What is the difference between a Suvalaki, a gyros, a donor, and what was the other one you said? A shawarma. What is the difference? Different cultures. But that doesn't answer my question. What's the difference between a Brit and an American? Are different cultures. Yeah, but what? The way the meat is cut. How? Did you just say guy? I don't know. I get roasted for saying kebab. You're saying kebab wrong. Oh, really? Well, in my country, it's pronounced kebab. So shut up. It's not data, it's data. No. It's however I want to pronounce it in my fucking accent. Thank you very much. The FOV on some of these cars are a bit much. Yeah. Oh, who were we just on then? I wasn't paying attention, but yeah, the V-Carbon Alpine is terrible. You can see the airbox. It's either in a salad or in a wrap or in a sandwich. There's nothing, dude. I think the worst thing ever, like night out, you see the kebab shop, you're like, oh, I'm gonna go get myself a donor slash shawarma slash souvlaki slash gyros. You see it on the menu, you're like, yeah, I can't wait for this wrap. And then they give you a fucking tub and it's all just deconstructed in the tub. No. No. Make it in the wrap. That's your job. Your job is to make me a wrap. Don't give it to me deconstructed and make me do it myself. Whoa. Was that a straight mode failure there? Because he sparked a lot there into the entry of that corner. All right, Antonelli up to the top. Yeah, the lockups are crazy in these cars. One lockup and you're gone.
Had to buy bits to educate this man. Gyro, souvlaki, doner have all different ways of preparing. They have different marination techniques and the way they are folded, the amount of insides. Gyros are not fully roll, shawarma varies from place to place.
Yeah, okay, so thank you. Thank you for the 100 bits, but you did not answer my question, and you just proved me right, which is, I go to one place, and a gyros is one way, at one place, and a different way in another place. Just give me a fucking wrap, bro. Give me meat and a wrap. How do you pronounce it, man? How do you pronounce it? It's pronounced hero, not gyro. Hero. Guys, I want one hero, please. No way it's hero. Can you keep the commentary on F1? That's why we're here, bro. What's happening on track? Literally nothing. Oh. Wait. Is that our first listen into Lewis's new engineer? Well, Leclerc went up to the top, though. Also, we're riding on board with Leclerc when Alexandra Leclerc, Leclerc's wife. She's got an upgrade on the name tag. Hamilton might get a podium this season. He might get a podium this weekend. Lewis stress testing his new engineer. Yeah, get it out real quick. Literally broke up in a cold sweat. Think I was late for work. The first thing I saw was your stream notification. Hell yeah! What's up, Indigo? Hamilton, how's it going, by the way? Sword Pierce from the stream. Commentate only what is happening on track at all times. We'll do, sir. We'll do. Try pronouncing donor correct. It's donor, right? Look, just good team. Just good team. Top 4: McLaren, Ferrari, Mercedes, and Red Bull. Other than slow. What's that? BTZN. We do like a code right now. I haven't got it set up, so no, we'll do it tomorrow. Audi much better than Kick. Oh, for sure. Faux show. The McLaren looks so bad, man. Come on, Max. Let's cook. Let's cook. All right, Piastri. Oh my God, look at that top 3. That's what we want. That's what we want. Max, go put it in there. Go put it in there with them. This is what we want in quali data. Hamilton up to the top. Is this because it's street circuit? No, that's not good. Is this because it's a street circuit? But like, I feel like all 3 practice sessions, it's just like every lap, the times are getting better and better and better. Instead of Lewis versus Max, we're going to have Max versus Lewis versus Leclerc versus Russell versus Lando versus Piastri versus Kimi. I hope so, man. Excuse me. Bortoletto, that's a really good lap time from Bortoletto. Why are Audi cooking? What the fuck? Where's Audi come from? I swear, every session, Audi is getting better. From shakedown to now, every single session. And no problems so far this weekend. The Mercedes engines had 4 problems. Obviously, there's more Mercedes engines, so it's bound to have more problems, but still. Ford's had 2. Ferrari's had 1. Aston is undrivable. Audi's not had a problem yet. Gotta get that Vauxhall grease off the tarmac first. Audi was your first car. Audi was your first car? Or wait, your first car love? I feel like I feel Audi are gonna have problems now. Yeah, I've jinxed it. Bordeaux's gonna fucking crash turn 1 right now. 18-way title fight. Trust. Wow, you're really leaving Cadillac and Aston out of that. Oh, look at this corner. This is the best corner watch Formula 1 in my opinion. I mean, obviously I haven't been to every track and every corner, but if you go to the Oz GP, you need to go stand here. This is the best spot to see an F1 car. Seeing the downforce at those speeds going through turns 9 and 10, crazy. If you're not on F1 TV, we're talking about turn 9 and 10. Is there a reason Stroll isn't out yet? Probably because they suck. Do they still need to do recharge laps? Recharge laps? Depends what you mean by recharge laps. My first car when I got my license was a Nissan Skyline. I love that thing. Stroll's gonna get 107%. Yeah. I actually can't wait to see how bad Aston are in quality. I don't think they're gonna try. They're not gonna try, are they? Klein, Edsel. I think it's the follows. How is Audi this competitive in their first weekend? Yeah. You gotta remember though, they did take over Sauber, so it's not like they're a brand new team. But for a brand new engine, they've done really well. Same with Red Bull. For a brand new engine, they've done really well. I really want to see Max do a better lap, man. You may. Okay, it's good to see Ferrari back up the top after FP2 yesterday. Norris hasn't shown much, hasn't he? Yeah, this whole weekend Norris has kind of been dealing with issues and hasn't really done too many good lap times. Yeah, on track he is. Okay, we need to zoom in the camera on the V-carb. I don't want to be seeing the airbox all year. Then Vlad, P9. Love to see it, love to see it. Why is the championship hotline donating right now?
This is it. The sport we love. It all comes down to this. Hamilton, Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Piastri, Russell, Antonelli, Lawson, Lindblad, Behrman, Ocon, Bottas, Hajar and so much more. This is really it. One in the chat if Mr. Blake Dalton sucks.
Whoa, just leaked my last name, bro. David, the Dollar Dono, Zach Brown. I can see FP3 now, guys. I can see the session. Let's go, Nacho. V-Cup airbox is just that big. Yeah, but you can also see the Alpine. They just need to zoom it in. What's your energy drink tonight? We've just downed coconut Red Bull. That is it now. Oh, fuck. I forgot to buy juice on the way home. I'm pissed. Alright, where's Oscar gonna go? Up to the top. Tight though, tight though. I wonder if we're getting quality runs right now. Cause, I mean, they are on softs. Are you legally required to only drink Red Bull on stream? So I'm not allowed to drink any other energy drinks. Or caffeinated drinks, I should say, on stream. Because that's I'm contracted not to drink anything but Red Bull. But when it comes to other drinks, like I just don't know, I just take the labels off the drinks because I don't know. No free brand deals. But for me it's just like I get paid by a drinks company. And I don't know. It's not that hard to take the label off the drink if I'm drinking something else. I do that on my own accord. Piastri just wants to win in Australia. He would, dude. Piastri win at home will hit like crack to start off the season. I will take a podium though. I will take a podium. Whoa, that's a big lap from Charles, so I wasn't paying attention. Norris, again, poor lap time. Where's the Norris lap times at? Is he struggling with the battery maybe? Oh, no way, another problem for Williams. No? What's he doing? Is he just going slow or? But the car in front's also going slow. Oh, no, he's good, he's good, he's good. Yikes. Williams having a problem with the Mercedes engine. I mean, McLaren were having problems yesterday. So, it's not looking great for Mercedes in terms of reliability right now. Maybe once they've turned it up. ASAP qualifying, yeah, we're going to stay live all the way through to quality. We've got our fantasy and F1 predict team, F1 fantasy team and F1 predict to do. Oh my god! And we've got F2 sprint race to watch as well. This is the first year we don't know who's going to be the best in quality. Yeah, I mean we've had a couple years now of like different drivers fighting for pole, which is fun. But yeah, like genuinely, I don't know if it's going to be Red Bull, Mercedes, Ferrari, or McLaren. Yeah, Lindblad has been doing so good. Liam finally puts in a time ahead of Lindblad, but they're both on hards. Wait, that's really good on hard. What the fuck? Bro, if V-Cub chuck a soft on, they're going to be like P6 right now. Well, ahead of Audi. How does it feel staying up late for the next 4 races? Next 3. It's just China and Japan. Miami is not a good time. And Bahrain, Saudi is fine. But still, it's rough. It is rough. 2 hours is not as bad as I expected it to be, but I think I'm just so used to it now. Like, I know what to do, how to do it. I think it's more just like I can't be my normal self, my normal energy, which like sucks. But I kind of just like save my energy for quali / the race, you know what I mean? Is the Leclerc going to go even quicker here? The thing is, I don't want to get my hopes up for Ferrari. Because it's Ferrari. But also, they popped off in FP1 and they were nowhere in FP2, so... I just can't wait for qualifying later, man. Close, though. Close. Would you rather do a 2 a.m. race or a 7 a.m. race? 2 a.m. Because then I can go live at midnight, stream till 3, 4, go to sleep. Hamilton has been very consistent. But if I wasn't streaming, I'd prefer a 7 a.m. race. Just wake up at 7. Easy. So that's not even a question. McLaren has pissed me off. Lando's been on the same set of softs since the start of FP3. Give me a quali run, for fuck's sake. Hey, he's saving his quali run for quali, man. Yesterday, VCAR will work on regen harvesting, then Arvid would test the promising ones. That is why they're happy. Also, did see Lawson versus Hadger at the practice start. VCAR in the second phase was faster than RB22. I did see that, but again, we don't know what's actually real until it happens. As Sign said, like, we can't look too much into practice and testing because they're all still testing stuff. Yeah, Red Bull's looking awfully slow in practice 3 right now, which isn't great. I mean, Portalet is ahead of Hadger, right behind Max. Come here. If other teams are using same spec engine as Merc and they face reliability issues, then can't it be that they're not operating the engine correctly? Well, yeah, we spoke about this yesterday. So Mercedes weren't legally obligated to give McLaren, Alpine, and Williams the actual spec Mercedes engine until this weekend. So I think the reason why the McLaren and the Williams have had issues this weekend is because they're just figuring out the little problems with the engine now that it's the actual one. Obviously, they ran a Mercedes engine in testing, so then, you know, they've tested the engine, but when you're running an engine at the proper spec one at full capacity, you know, that's probably what they're dealing with right now. Audi podium incoming. Honestly, best the rest, like, I don't want to hype things up too much. It's just a prediction, but like, best the rest, genuinely, hey man, best of the rest this weekend genuinely has a chance at the podium. Like, we've got a chaotic weekend. We're gonna, you know, there's likelihood of crashes. There's likelihood of reliability problems. If you're Gabby Bortoletto sitting best of the rest and, you know, 3 cars in front crash / have reliability problems, which is very likely this weekend, you're getting a podium. Will it be rain? No, it doesn't look like it. Fear of God, Dara, Helen, Eris. There goes the follows. Yeah, I think the best of rest teams right now are Audi and V-Cub. Williams have been nowhere this weekend and have problems. Alpine have been nowhere. And Haas haven't shown me enough just yet. I mean, they might turn it up in quali, which they usually do, so we'll see. But yeah, Audi and V-Cub have been the best. I mean, specifically Lindblad has been on it. Let's see Lawson ahead of Lindblad. The noise if Lindblad beats him this weekend will be unbearable, yeah. So doesn't that mean the engine is good, but the teams need to find a way to operate it optimally? Oh, yeah. I think it's all going to come down to as well the battery deployment. Like, when do you deploy a battery? Especially when FIA are fucking around with like removing straight mode here and doing this here. Like, that makes it fucking awkward too. Boy, what the hell, boy? The fuck is happening? Everyone in the pits now. Quali runs. I don't think we'll get. Maybe. I mean, this isn't equivalent to what it's going to be like later. Usually they do that in FP2, but maybe because it's first weekend, we'll see some quali runs now. I mean, let's see what Hulkenberg can do. He's behind Bordeletta right now. You reckon George is still sandbagging? Where is he? Yeah, I mean, he's way down on Antonio right now. He just probably hasn't got a clean lap in. Imagine Audi do get a podium on debut. Like, reliability issues throughout the field. Oh, okay, well, he's 2 seconds off, so. Oh, the Audi onboard looks so good. Is it true that they won't show the battery status? Yep. The teams vetoed having the battery status shown on the broadcast because they don't want teams being able to see each other's batteries. Okay, he's lifting. He's backed out. He's backed out. Don't know what FIA were thinking with that. Teams have just spent 2 practice sessions going over data to get the best development methods of their new cars, and FIA tried to change where you can get battery charge. No, 100%. I'm glad that they reverted it. But also, it's confusing because they said they got rid of it because the teams and drivers didn't want it, and then they re-added it back because the teams and drivers wanted it. Cool. Why not live on TikTok? My TikTok live got restricted for a week. So no TikTok streams this week. Name a more reliable automaker than Audi and can't use Honda. Well, I think it was probably at this point the teams think it's too late to change. Maybe. But if it was genuinely a health risk like they said it was, then you would ignore the late change. Thumbs up from Mattia Bonotto. Bro's locked in right now. Reckon there'll be a lot of blocking qualifying later. I mean, extra 2 cars on the grid. So, yeah. I think it will just be more so, like, the drivers are going to feel so out of, like, whack. Like, anyone who's ever done something competitive before, whether it's a sport or a competition or anything, and you've been in a new environment, like muscle memory is so important, but like it's gonna feel so different for the drivers this year. Like, it already is gonna be weird because it's new regs, but you know, having to manage your battery in certain ways, like you have to really think about your qualifying laps later. The question is, who's gonna be the first crash of the year? Oh, he's off track. I think we're going to see a lot of that today. Little mistakes like that costing you majorly. All right, George coming out. Let's see what Georgie boy can do in the Mercedes with the Mercedes engine. Watch Audi pull a Braun GP type performance this season. Imagine. Hope went off on onto the grass. Yeah, saw that. Okay, Kimmy came back out in new softs. Yeah, we got Kimmy and George out on fresh softs. Is Liam coming out in softs? Liam's coming out in softs. Lindblad's coming out in softs. Okay. We can see Audi versus VCarb. We can see Merc in comparison to the big boys. I want to see Max and Hadja come out though. Alright. Ooh! New graphic, new onboard HUD. So we can see overtake, boost. We can see recharge and deploy. And we can see his battery amount. Maybe the battery amount is only... Yellow flag, who's this for? Is there a crash? He's 2/10 up in sector 1. Holy. Maybe they're just not going to have battery in racing. In races, sorry. Wait, Kimi's caused it. Is it a crash, though? It's turn 1. Huge shunt for Antonelli. Oh my god. We were literally just talking about who's going to be the first crash of the year. Oh my god, that is bad. That is bad. 12 minutes left of the session. Oh my god. He might not make quali later. Keep in mind, practice was already delayed 20 minutes. And now he's gone and crashed at the end of the session, which is going to take even longer for the car to get back to the garage. And that's a heavy shunt. 3 tires off. And it's going to rock his confidence. This is not a good start to the season with Kimi. What's he done? Ooh. Oh, that is a heavy shunt. Oh my god. To be honest, there wasn't too much error from Kimi there. Yeah, he's dropped the tire just slightly too wide on the curb there. Fuck. That's munted. Well, that's that session done. Tac Pro, heaps of damage. Yeah, watch. So watch his left. There, just too much on the curb there. You could see when he entered how much he missed the apex. Yikes, that's a lot of work for the team. That's a lot of confidence lost for Kimi. Yikes. Well, they look quick though. Russell was 2/10 up. Bro, well, first crash of the year. Oh, man. The other thing you got to keep in mind, 2 things with this. One, oh no, Toto's pissed. 2 things to keep in mind with this. One, do they have spare parts where early on in the season, teams are still figuring out what is an actual good part for their car? Why make 2? Why make 3 parts for these cars if you don't know if it's good? Why waste money developing a part if you don't know if it's good? If you make 4 of them and then it's a shit part, you're just throwing away and you're just wasting money. So maybe they don't even have spare parts of this spec that they want to use. So they're going to have to use an older spec or a spec that they haven't tested yet. The second thing to keep in mind is that's the first crash or second crash of the year if you include Hadge's one in Spain shakedown. We still don't know how reliable these engines are when they get knocked like that. What if that engine's done? That engine could be done now from that crash. These teams don't know how these engines react to having its structure rock like that. That engine could be kaput. And if that engine's kaput, which I'm not gonna lie, it could be, or that gearbox is kaput, then he's not making quali. A gearbox / engine change with an already delayed 20-minute session, I don't think he's gonna make quali, if I'm being honest. If I had to take a guess right now, yeah, that will be FP3 done. That's a huge yikes. That is a huge yikes for Kimi. See, doing something like that in the race, obviously not great, but at least you can leave the weekend, look at the engine, look at the gearbox, be like, okay, that's how it's affected our car. They now have to analyze this engine, analyze this gearbox, analyze this car in 2 hours before quali. I don't see it happening. I don't think he's going to make quali. He's getting demoted from the fantasy team for sure. At the very least, his confidence is rocked. Yeah, that car's munted. How fast a Mercedes? Well, Russell was 2/10 up on sector 1 before he did that. Before Kimi did that. Now this also fucks the fantasy team decision because I don't know if I want to put Russell on my team. But I think he would have been fine. Oh, Kimi, you've made this really hard for us now, man. You made this really hard for us. Barely went over the curb. Yeah, but like... That's how sensitive an F1 car is, going a little bit too wide like that. To be honest, actually, Kimmy could be a pick for fantasy because he'll come through the field. Actually, Kimmy might be a play. Kimmy actually might be a play for fantasy. I made mine a week ago, not making changes. What's up with the dads picking their fantasy team and then not touching it? My dad does the same. He makes his fantasy team like 2 weeks in advance and then doesn't touch it the whole year and then still somehow scores points. Locked in. Trust? Yeah, I gotta trust the process, man. Holy. Where the fuck are they right now? They're in the trees. Oh. What the fuck? Oh, they're there. Okay. Taking Merc out of my fantasy. Nah, you know what? I actually think I'm going to put Kimmy in my fantasy. As the Kimmy hater myself, I'm putting Kimmy in my fantasy. He's going to start last. He's going to make up 15 places. He's going to get 400 points in fantasy, and his budget's going to go up. I'm cooking, guys. Don't you worry. I got fucked too many times last year by not picking the shitters who make up positions in the race. I think it's time I lock in. I don't know. I'll have a look at my fantasy. We're gonna do fantasy after this, guys. We've got fantasy and F1 predict to do, and then F2 to watch. But I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But I'm not gonna rule Kimmy out. Because if he does start last, this is the thing. If he starts last, which I think he's going to, that's solid points. If he starts quali, I think his confidence is going to be rocked. His car's going to be poo-poo. Risk of reliability issues as well. He'll probably start like P6, P7, and then he won't do much in the race. So basically, you put Kimmy in your team if you think he's going to start, not going to do quali. Because that is 3 points. But also, this week is fucked because you could pick anyone. There's such a high chance of reliability problems this week. We've already seen Albon, Sainz, Max, Lindblad. Obviously, Astons, the Cadillacs. Both McLarens. All have reliability problems. And they're still not turned up to the max. Predict link not working. Page not found. Thanks for letting me know. I don't know why that's the case. Oh, it's because it says league instead of leagues, I think. Let me check this real quick. Wait, we're actually going to get the session resuming? What the fuck? How? Ah, yeah, it's missing the S in the leagues. Thanks for letting me know. Let me fix it up real quick. Is it the command or the bot? I'll fix both. Guys, thank you all for joining me for practice 3 so far. We're going to be staying live till qualifying, so stick around. Okay, we're going to see a lot of laps pumped out here at the end. Alright, command should be fixed up now if you want to type it in again. Oh, is the link not working in pin chat either? Oh, fuck off. Oh, fuck. There we go. All right. Let's see what Lando can do here. I feel like he's not really had a good time this whole weekend. Don't think everyone's getting a fast lap. Yeah. It doesn't matter. It's only practice, but you get a lap in, you get a lap in. Honestly, I think my team's already in a pretty good spot. Oh, actually, I think I've got both Haas's in my team. But yeah, I think Ferrari are underpaid. Underpaid or undervalued. I think V-Carb's undervalued. I think Haas is undervalued, but I don't think they're going to do that great this weekend. I think Audi's undervalued as well. I think there's some really good options for the teams this week. But again, you could put Lando in your team and then he has a mechanical failure. It's like, it's so hard to predict mechanical failures this week because we don't know who's reliable and who's not. Like, obviously we know Aston's shit and we know Cadillac's shit, but other than that, like, we don't know who's like actually reliable. Like, you'd think Mercedes are reliable, but they've had 4 problems this weekend, as in Mercedes engine. And Mercedes as a team could be reliable, yeah, but McLaren had 2 problems and Williams have had 2 problems. Also, Stroll hasn't come out this session. What are Aston doing? My boy, do you even see? I got 8 hours sleep last night, bruh. I had an hour nap. Got 8 hours sleep, woke up, worked for 4 hours, then an hour nap. Whoa, Russell 4-10s up. Russell's trying now. Russell's trying. He wants to get everyone to pick him in fantasy. That's what he's doing right now. Is Norris actually going to be able to get a good time in here for once? P5. That's not great. I think McLaren, or at least Norris, could end up being behind Verstappen. Wow. Wow. 7 tenths. I was predicting 18.8 for qualifying this week. And Russell's almost done that in a practice session. Yikes, dog. Yikes. Ban the compression ratio. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. I've seen enough. The sandbags have came off. Good luck for Bortoletto. Damn, Audio's looking so good. Piastri doesn't improve. Where's my boy Arbit at? Oh yeah, we don't count out Red Bull, guys. Don't count out Red Bull. Max is about to lock in. No, 6 tenths off. All right. Well, Russell's in my team. Where's Hamilton go? 6 tenths off though. All right, Mercedes in the team, guys. Mercedes is entering the team. Mercedes, Russell, and I don't even care. Kimi's going in the team. I don't care. Even if his fucking gearbox is hanging out the back of his car, he's still getting P2 with the car that strong. Had to out-qualify Max. Yo. All right, put it this way. I take back everything I said at the start of FP3 about the 7-week break. Maybe we need that 7-week break. Maybe we need, sorry, not 7-week break. I keep saying 7 weeks because one race in 7 weeks is just dumb. I think we need that 7-week kind of pause on the calendar. If it's going to be like this. Yikes. Well, positive. There is 1 second between Ferrari down to the midfield teams of Audi, Haas, and V-Cup, which is good. But that Mercedes is clear right now. That Mercedes is clear. Again, I was expecting 18.8s for quali, and Russell has already basically done that in a practice session with less track evo, one warm up, one lap. Probably still not turned up to the max either. But his teammates got him shunted into the fucking wall. We're gonna go back to the good old days of praying Merc engine blows up to make things interesting. Yeah. Damn, Kimmy helmet's still on. He's not feeling good right now. All right, well, guys, that wraps up FP3. The stream is far from over. We've got F2 sprint race to watch. We've got F1 fantasy and F1 predict to do. And then we've got to build up into qualifying. So be sure to stick around. If you enjoyed, be sure to follow down below. We do watch alongs like this for every Grand Prix weekend, for every single session. So yes, join me later today for quali and join me tomorrow for the race as well. Yeah. If you watch on YouTube, come join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ponden. Again, we're going to be staying alive to watch it all. To do a lot more stuff. Mercedes Prime is back. It looks like it. It looks like it. How's it going? Really peely chicken teely? What a name. To be fair, Leclerc was up by 4 tenths in FP1. Yeah, but that's still what? 4 tenths, 5 tenths off of what Russell was on right now. Just made my fantasy prediction. Ferrari delusion has corrupted me. Toto is actually trolling. He is grinning so hard right now. Real Matt Hardy, same for the follow. Yo, Fabio, are you still in chat? Ponden the DJ is live? Hell yeah. I did my first ever Insta story with a link. It got 4 link clicks. Is that normal? Is it normal to get like no conversion from Insta to Twitch? Because low-key, I hate spam my Insta story. I used to spam my Insta story back in the day, and then I just noticed the views suck, so like I don't anymore. Oh, Verstappen radio. I don't know what Max is talking about, but he doesn't sound happy. Depends what it is, right? I just took a photo of myself and just put quali. Okay, get fantasy link. Exclamation mark F1 fantasy in chat. Oh, I see what Max is talking about now. Wait, what's he talking about? Listen to the engine. It sounds so weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, so he's saying the wheel isn't synced up with where he's turning it. But also that literally sounds like a fucking lawnmower. But I don't remember that happening with the old cars, so that's a new thing. You just know that if Russell goes P1 in quali and then wins the race, the comments are going to be filled with Merc cheating after the whole engine fiasco. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Merc aren't cheating. Anyone who thinks Merc's cheating, you're dumb. You don't know the definition of cheating. Merc are not cheating. But should have FIA banned it? Probably. Probably, yeah. But it doesn't mean they were cheating. It just means FIA fucked up. Blame the FIA, bro. Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game. No, yeah. Okay, FP3 done. Let's do a rundown. Stroll didn't even do a single fucking lap. Aston, what are you doing? Sainz retired straight away in the session. Had a problem with his power. No running for him. Perez and Bottas behind Alonso. Yo, Aston Martin cooking? Yeah, Cadillac still suck. Albon not getting good runtime in either. He ended up retiring as well from that session. Then we got Alpine back near the back again. I don't know what's happened to Alpine since Bahrain. Then Hulkenberg down in 14th. Quite disappointing in comparison to Bortoleto, but yeah. Haas, kind of where they are. Then we've got V-Carb, looking good again. Bortoletto, best of the rest. Norris, looking poor again in comparison to his teammate and the rest of the front-running teams. Then we've got Antonelli crashing out. Huge crash if you missed it. Might even miss qualifying with how bad that is. Then we've got the Red Bull boys with Hadja ahead of Verstappen, Piastri and P4, the Ferraris, and then Mercedes. Look, I think I have a pecking order in my head. We're going to have to wait for quali, but I think I've got a pecking order in my head. Let me get my notepad up. Let's talk about it. Let's put some music on. When we come back, let me get this set up for F2. When we come back, it'll be F2, sprint race, get rid of the live timings. Cool. All right. I think I've got a pecking order in my head, and this is what it is. I think P1 is Mercedes, and they're on another level. Let me put it in the brackets for you. Then I'm going to go Ferrari. Then I'm going to go McLaren right now, just because of the Merc engine. And I'm going to assume it's just Lando struggling and not the McLaren. Then I'm going to go Red Bull. But those three are together. Then I think it's V-Carb and Audi. Then I think Haas is on its own. Then I think it's Williams, Alpine. And then I think it's Cadillac, Aston Martin. I think that's kind of the pecking order right now. I think Mercedes look clear after that last run. I think these three are pretty close. I would almost put Ferrari. I would almost do this, to be honest. I'm almost confident Ferrari at P2. These are interchangeable 3-4. These are interchangeable 5-6. Haas is 7th. And then Williams, Alpine 8-9. And then Cadillac and Aston 10-11. I think that's my pecking order right now. I mean, again, we'll have to wait until quali, but that's what I'm going into F1 Fantasy and F1 Predict, like, with in my head right now. Owl song? Owl chatter, bro. Owl first message in chat. You're telling me your first message in chat is Owl song? What do you want on? What do you want on? Do you want some Sabrina Carpenter? Do you want some 5 Seconds of Summer? What would you like, sir? Give me a song right now. Give me a song. You've got free reign at DJ. Aimless, you got free reign at DJ. I'm waiting. You got free reign at the DJ right now. The whole chat is waiting for you. Lol JK. You can't take it back now. I know the pressure's on, but you can't take it back now. All right. Just for you, we're going to put on some Fisher. We're keeping the Australian artist rolling. All right. We're going to put our fantasy and predict notification out. Guys, if you haven't joined the Discord yet, be sure to join the Discord, discord.gg/Ponden. And if you want, go up to the channels and roles tab and click yes on get the predict or the F1 fantasy role. That way, every Grand Prix weekend, 2.5 hours before the teams and predictions lock, you get notified. So you remember to do your teams and remember to do your predictions, which we're going to do right now. Okay, how long we got to F2 though? Has F2 been delayed? Please update me on F2. But F2 should have been starting in 28 minutes. Ah! We haven't got much time. Okay. Fantasy team time. Oh no, first fantasy team of the year. What are we going to do? I don't know what to do. Oh, that's risky. I hid my screen, but it wasn't hiding my screen on short form platforms. Oh no. I hope I didn't just leak my password, did I? That could have been bad. All right, so this was my pre-made team I made. Let's do a little bit of playing around. Here. So, going off of the order that I have, I'm thinking... Oh, fuck off. We've been everyone off. We're starting fresh. Mercedes, straight into the team. Mercedes are going straight into the team. I think they're clearly the best team after that lap Russell just did. And even with Antonelli crashing, if he starts from the back, he's still going to get points. If he doesn't start from the back, he's still going to get points. Which means drivers. Let's go George. Now, I think I'm going to go Arvid. He's looking good. I think I'm going to go Bortoletto. He's looking good. Constructors. Ooh, who do we go for the second constructor? Fuck. That was almost a shout, lads. That was almost a shout. I mean, you could do this, to be fair. Oh, no, you can't. Nah. Close. Constructor. Holy. Racing Bulls is cheap. I don't want any of these guys. I don't want any of them. I'm just gonna have a lot of budget left over, I think. Yeah? Like, I don't want any of them. This is what's so dumb about fantasy, man. This is what's so dumb about fantasy, man. Like, you can't have more than 2 good people. What if we've been off Russell and Hulk? Fuck. That works, actually. That works. That works. That's a lot of faith in V-Cub, though. There's a lot of faith in V-Cub. Oh, you go Leclerc, Ham plus Merc? Wait, can you? Yeah, but don't you have to put... I'm not putting these poo... I'm not putting poo drivers in, though. Could go Audi, yeah. I mean, Audi's probably more reliable than V-Cub. How much more is Mercedes? I mean, to be fair, Ferrari's going to go up in price. They're way undervalued right now. Like, maybe it's even worth just doing something like that. Just to get your money up. Just to get your money up, fam. Stay with me, baby. Hold me all night long. Be your alibi. Got me feeling in your eye. If only these guys, if only these guys were worth picking. To be fair, I could chuck a Haas in there. Could chuck a Haas in there. Wait, I need to get the results up. Right, we're running out of time. I haven't got enough time to think about this. Why did the session have to be delayed? Of all weekends, you picked this weekend to be delayed. Are you fucking kidding me, man? You got me spinning. You got me spinning. Me spinning in your atmosphere. Yeah, see, Borderletter was ahead of Hulk. Hulk was ahead of Bortoletto. Are they better than Liam, you reckon? That's kind of a cursed team. Oh, you fuck off. They scammed us with that one. I think the V-Car boys are going to go up in price. I think Borderlands is going to go up in price. I'm leaning towards this. I'm leaning towards that. But maybe Behrman instead of Liam. Ah, fuck. Can I pick F3 yet? Practice 3 yet? Give me practice 3. Hurry up. I haven't got time. I haven't got time for this. You saw the F3 crash? Yeah, I have. I have. When I'm with you. Oh, the thing is, I'm letting practice take over my body. But that's all we've got to go off of at the moment. The fact I'm putting Kimmy in my team is crazy, but what have you guys got? Let's see what some of you guys are putting in the chat. Fuck's sakes. What's happening? What have you guys got? What have you guys got? Charles, Sainz, Liam, Matt. What the fuck is this team? Charles and Sainz and Max in this economy? Ocon, Russell, Leclerc. Oh. Oh. I like that. I actually like that. Maybe I should lean more into the Ferrari budget. Oh, I can afford Charles. Yeah, sorry, Kimmy. You're getting fucked off. When I'm with you. Oh, that means I can afford Behrman, right? I think that's it. I think that's the team. You got the winner. You got top 3. You got one driver from each of the best of the rest teams. You got the cheapest constructor, which is 100% going to go up in price after this race. You could do Audi for this. Honestly, tempted. Oh, no, you can't. And then you got the second best constructor, which undervalued, 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 slightly undervalued, undervalued, undervalued. He's going to cook. Honestly, everyone here is undervalued other than Russell, who is going to win. What other options we got? Why is it squished, bruh? Why is it squished? Haas. I don't mind the Haas pick to mix it up a little bit. Borderletter, Russell, Kimmy. I do like this team as well. Everyone's just gonna have the same fucking teams, man. Everyone's gonna have the same fucking teams. Are you kidding me, bruh? You kidding me? I like this. I like this a lot, actually. I like this a lot. This is a good pick here. Just so you know, Poochie Head likes to have who can get the least amount of points championship. So if you do want, should we do that for a bit of fun? Well, I'm gonna continue with this team for now. I'm gonna make a league just for shits and gigs. Pondens. What should we call it? Let's call it Puden's League. Because it's a team of poo. Puden's League. We'll make this one a private league. Unlimited participants. You can only enter one team. And I'm going to make a team. And we're going to have a who can make the shittest team championship. So we're going to go Cadillac, Aston. Cadillac, Aston, and then Colapinto. And then we're going to 3X Stroll. We're going to DRS Alonso this week. And we're going to 3X Stroll because they're definitely not racing. Where are my chips? Where are my chips at, bro? Ponden. Why can't I chip that team? All right, there's the league, lads. If you want to join the Poo League, there's the code. You get a gold plated piece of shit if you win this league. Where's my team gone? Manage team. What? You have to do it here? Apply chip. 3x on Stroll. Confirm. All right. Person with the least amount of points wins. Join on up. You just copied me, bro. No, it's the only team you should pick this week. All right. Anyways, back to seriousness. How long we got to F2 starts? 13 mins. 13 mins into F2 starts, bro. I haven't got time for this. It's too hard right now. It's too hard. I think I'm gonna go with this. To be honest, I haven't got much more time to think. Yeah, we got the F2 sprint race done in 10. How many people we got in the Poo League, guys? Oh, sorry, I keep saying DRS. Guys, join the Poo League. Join the Poo League right now. Anyways, back to scrolling the teams that you guys have got. Russell Bortoletto. Oh. What the fuck? How have you afforded that? Oh, because you've got one less good driver. Nah, I think I'd rather Ferrari and a good driver than Mercedes and one less good driver. I mean, Hadja could be a shout, to be fair. Yo, is your favorite color red by chance? Max is an interesting pick, I think. Max is an interesting pick right now. Saw that already. Bro, I want to watch these F2 videos. We haven't got time. I think I'm going to do this. I think I'm going to lock this in. How to join the league? Either click the link or put the code in. It just feels weird not having Mercedes in my team, and I don't want to regret that. I don't want to regret not having the budget to afford Merc for the rest of the year. You know what I mean? Because that's what happened last year. I didn't pick McLaren and I got fucked. But I think I'd rather this week. Because all these guys got to go up in budget, right? Surely. But wait, did their budget go up after one race? Or should I wait 2 more weeks? Like, does the budget go up after one race? The minimum price drivers and teams can reach is reduced to 3 mil. Driving constructors' prices update after each race and remain fixed to the next. Oh, okay. It used to be... Okay, that's good. Any McLaren in your team equals LARPA. That degree just comes in chat. Just for the fantasy chat. What's the league code? Exclamation mark F1 Fantasy. There you go. Red Bull clearly has a decent car behind Mercedes, but everyone is. Puskar, thank you so much for the follow. Wait, Multi21 Seb, thank you so much for the gifted sub to Razin. I appreciate it. Thank you, man. Thank you for hooking up Razin with a sub. Really do appreciate you gifting. 22 gifted subs. How are you, dude? Thank you, man. Thank you. Also, Dylan Gill, real Matt Hardy, saying as the follows. Then Blood about to eat your boy up. He might. I'm getting scared. I'm not gonna lie. I am getting scared. I think I'm gonna lock this team in, guys. I think I'm gonna lock this in. We don't really have much time to work with here. F2's about to start. I don't know if I think I'm locking it. What are my options? It's this or... Let me get my 2 options up. It's this or... Like this. I mean, I don't mind that. I don't think I had a second Red Bull say no. Wait, how have I afforded this all of a sudden? How is this an option? I swear this wasn't an option before. Did the price change? I swear I couldn't afford this 2 minutes ago. How's this happened? Wait, am I tripping? I'm like 99% sure I could. Wait, we're going to the VOD. We're VODing this up. Shut up. I swear I couldn't afford this 2 minutes ago. Wait, I'm confused. I swear I couldn't afford that team 2 minutes ago. Was it because I wanted the Mercedes driver? All right, what do we go for though? Wait, let me relay this out so it looks better. Leclerc, Lewis. That or that. So Mercedes and 2 Ferraris, or Ferrari with a Mercedes and a Ferrari. And Bamman or Lawson. I actually don't know what to pick. This is good for budget because you get 2 drivers who are going to go up in price. And you got the Mercedes team, which is looking good. But that, you got to hope Kimi does well. This, you get Russell, the big dog. And then you get Ferrari and Leclerc, which is going to go up in price. And then you're mixing it up with the 3 different midfield drivers. So you're kind of banking on 3 different ones. And yeah, I guess you could do... Nah, I can't afford Audi. And neither of these teams. No, I can't afford Audi in neither of these teams. Vast? I think Russell 2X is so free that he got to be in the team. Yeah. I think this is the thing. If you get Merc here, assuming Kimi locks in future races, like, you're solid. You're not going to swap out... At this point in time, you're not going to swap out Mercedes for the rest of the year. But also, you can get your budget up so much with Ferrari and these guys right now. But you're going to get a budget up here anyway. Oh, fuck. We're running a poll. Which team? 1 or 2? This is team 1. Team 1 is Russell with Ferrari. Team 2 is Ferrari with Mercedes. What the fuck? Why have I got so many tabs open? What's happened? Team 1, Team 2. Burn the poll. Put it in your face. It says after every race the price changes on the website. Timmel, thank you for the wallet. Wait, team 1 is this one? Team 2 is this one. Kimi and Leclerc duo? You can't afford that though. Kimi's more expensive than the Ferrari boys. Oh, I think I'm gonna lock 1, man. Oh, what the fuck? I think I'm gonna lock team 1. Wait, who topped FP1? Oh, it was Russell. All right, paying out the predictions for Russell. Well done, everyone. Woo! Nah, I can't afford double Merc. Unless it magically works, but I doubt it. Wait, did this just change? Fuck. Now we've got 3 options. All right, anyways, F2's about to start. We're gonna have to come back to this after. Let's change screens here. Guys, join the fantasy league though. Join the fantasy league. All right, F2 time, F2 time, F2 time. All right, YouTube, I'm gonna have to end. I'm gonna have to end the stream there as we switch over to F2. We'll be staying live on Twitch to watch the F2 sprint race. So if you're watching on YouTube right now, come join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ponden. Otherwise, we'll be live for qualifying in an hour and a half's time. So yeah, come join us on Twitch for F2 sprint race and a bit of a build up. I'll see you guys shortly. Bye bye.